Hi, Carrie. Daddy Rice. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, there's some people I don't recognize here already. Welcome. Hi, Brooke. Dr. Afarfala. I have my coffee ready to kick some ass. Right on. So my coffee this morning is Kicking Horse Smart Ass Coffee. I needed a little extra bolt. Good morning, Marlene. Good morning, Sonia. I'm like, this is the first time ever that I've been on a live and not been ready for the day. And I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Jay Schmitz is here. Dark Roast. Good morning, Mar. I miss you. God, I miss you. Magda, Teresa, Jennifer. Nice to meet you. You may have to remind me a time or two. I'm trying the best I can to remember everybody's names and associate them with their handles. It's a real great memory task for me. These are all the ways that I rebuild my memory after being gaslighted by the narc for so long. So it takes time. If you're going through the same thing, just know that you're not alone. Clara Jane. Is that Katia? No signal here. That's a great name. No signal here. So, I listen to this. I listen to podcasts every day, and podcasts or YouTubes. I listen to all these things about neuroscience all the time because I really do believe that we have the power to change things, and it all starts with up here. And I listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza. And and he talks about when we want to what happens is we don't feel motivated because when we go to bed at night, we're already not excited for the next day because we already know how it's going to go. We wake up. I get up in the morning. I do yoga. I take Penny for a walk. I come back. I feed her breakfast. I make coffee. I jump into the shower, get ready, and come on here and do a live. I find that exciting, but what happens is we get into this predictability of just knowing what our day is going to be like. So there's no excitement about it. So when we sorry, we've got fire trucks going by here, so it's 911. I live like 2 blocks from a fire hall, so they're by all the time. My life is always a 911. No, it's not anymore. Anyway, when we already know what our day is going to be like the next day, it's really hard to get excited about something. So what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about is getting up and not living into the unknown, because the unknown is where this fear comes from, but living into the unexpected. When we start believing in the unexpected, then we open ourselves up to possibilities. So this morning, I'm all ass backwards. And I got up and I got into a conversation with someone on here. And it was a really important one, so that I didn't want to leave her hanging. So my yoga got pushed back, and I finally came out here and I started doing yoga. I'm already 40 minutes behind schedule, and I wasn't feeling it. And Penny was getting antsy because it's already past the time of her walk, and so I just said, screw it, we're going to go for a walk. So we went for a walk, and it's raining here, and Penny doesn't do well in the rain. I don't do well in the rain. We're both fair weather girls. So we're walking in the rain. I put her little jacket on and I put my hoodie up, and out we are walking and talking to Scarlett this morning. And I prolonged the walk. So it was like the whole morning was going into this place of the unexpected. So I came home and I've got all these other things that I've got to take care of today. This is a day of self-care for me. So I'm going to, I have some errands to run this morning. I'm going to go get my nails done, go do a little bit of shopping, come home. And because I was a slacker yesterday and didn't get my laundry done, I have to do that today. But then it's girls' night tonight. There's a few of us going out tonight for dinner and some good times. So my day is all over the place, and I've decided to just live into the unexpected of it. And it feels when you get so accustomed to routine, it throws you off when something in your day doesn't go as you would expect it to. If you get up in the morning and you have a routine and you have your drive to work perfectly timed, and you get stuck in traffic and you're going to be late for work, well, that shifts your whole mood. Because we're expecting that predictability to be in place. So what could happen if you just lived into the unexpected of what that means or what that's bringing to you? And so I'm really excited about today because I'm living into the unexpected of whatever today is going to bring. And I spoke with Scarlett this morning, and she's been in a little bit of a funk, and she woke up all energized and feeling all great because she listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza last night. And he's like, I love this guy. If any of you listen to Abraham Hicks, I'm not a huge fan. And I'll tell you why I'm not a huge fan. Because I listen to the stuff now and it makes sense. And I listen to it here and there. But when it makes sense to me now because I have the tools to do what they're talking about. But before, when I'd listened to Abraham, Esther Hicks would go on and on about, be in the vortex, be in the vibration. It's all law of attraction stuff. Yes. So it was about, when you're in this vibration, you can, you've got to, when you're in that vibration, you'll meet all of those things that you're trying to attract in your life. But what I didn't like about it was it doesn't actually tell you how to get there. A lot of these people who talk about the law of attraction don't actually tell you how to attract or get into that vibration. And it's freaking work, man. It's work. You've got to be willing to do the inner work. You've got to be willing to do the mental, emotional, and spiritual work to manifest those things. So when I was first turned on to Dr. Joe Dispenza, I was like, oh, wow, this is way far beyond my comprehension. But then as I started to heal, because when I was first turned on to him, I was still in the process of leaving the narc. And my brain couldn't process all of these things that Joe was talking about. So now I get it because I've done the work, and I'm vibrating at a higher frequency now because I've done that work. So it's not like you can just jump in and go, yeah, I'm going to attract this. You're going to attract from whatever energy level you're at, wherever you're vibrating from. And that's okay. It just keeps showing you where you're at and where you've got to level up. And then Dr. Joe actually gives you the tools. He talks so much about neuroscience, and it's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And there's still so much I have yet to learn from doing this, from listening to him. He talks about transcendental meditation. I'm so far from that. It's also being willing to recognize and accept where you are. That's huge. I can meditate, but I can't do this transcendental meditation where I'm like leaving my body. It's, I had to leave my body multiple times just to have sex with the narc. I'm not ready to leave my body again yet. So, there's just so much healing that has to happen. So when I talk to you guys about manifesting into our future, somebody sent me their vision board. I got the first vision board today, and it's fantastic. I can clearly see by looking at it what she's wanting to manifest for her future. And as she continues to grow and do the work and heal, that vision is going to keep growing and expanding and becoming bigger and brighter, because her vision for herself is going to change with every new aspect of her being. That's just how it goes. Morning, Eva. Morning, Diana. I need a sip of coffee. So when we live, let's shift our thought pattern here. Instead of fearing the unknown, let's embrace the unexpected. Let's embrace the unexpected and show up as we are. I woke up having a totally unexpected morning. I've got to do everything ass backwards. And I showed up today with my hair in a pony, no makeup on, because this is part of who I am every day. This is who I am before you see me in the mornings. Why would I only show you one aspect of who I am? If I believe truly in vulnerability, then I'm going to show up as I am in the moment. So this is who I am today. I'm ass backwards. I'm doing yoga after this. Who knows what my day is going to be like? Because I don't know what it's going to be like now. I've broken my routine. My routine is out of whack. And that's good. We need to start living into the unexpected. It's beautiful when exciting things happen, because when you're not expecting something, you're also open to possibility and opportunity. And that's when things begin to shift. Open to opportunity and possibility. You never know who you're going to meet today. You never know if the person that you're standing in line next to while you're waiting for this backup at the grocery store, if that person might have a golden nugget of conversation that's going to shift a thought pattern in your brain. Or if you're looking for a job, you never know who you're going to meet when you get out and about. You never know. I had to step into the unknown and expect the unexpected to have all of you here. My biggest fear in life is that nobody shows up for me. That is the truth that I have always told myself, and I have believed of myself all my life, is that nobody shows up for me. I plan a party, nobody shows up. And you know what? Because I believe that, that's what happens. So I had to start believing that I was worth showing up for. That the things I had to say had value. And I have value. This conversation has value. I had to start seeing my own inner self-worth and stop believing the same old bullshit lies I used to tell myself, because that was a toxic behavior I had. Even though it was coming from that place of innocence and lack of self-love, I'd do anything and go anywhere for anyone. But as soon as I expected someone to show up for me, I didn't believe I had that value. That was my toxic behavior. We are all born of innocence. When we're children, we have basic emotions. Then we learn how to express those basic emotions. We do it through facial features, through body postures, and then, for the first couple months, and then 6 months comes along, and we can start expressing anger and fear. Not even fear, but anger and happiness and all these things. And then the rest we are learning. We're programmed. We're learned. Those are learned behaviors from our parents. So we all have toxicity in us. And I know this triggers some of you, but I'm not saying we are toxic people. We have behaviors that we have learned or been taught by other people to serve them. And we haven't learned how to put those boundaries in place so that it doesn't compromise ourselves. That's what's toxic, is when we compromise ourselves with those good behaviors without boundaries. That's all I mean when I've been talking about this in the last few days. I want to make that clear, because there's been some misunderstandings about what I'm saying. We are not toxic people, but we have behaviors that have been programmed into us. So now it's time to start doing some reprogramming and just recognizing how we have allowed those to keep us from thriving, how we've compromised ourselves to show somebody love, how we've compromised something that is important to us to make sure that somebody else gets what's important to them. We look at those as empathetic traits that are giving, caring, kind, and loving, and we are that. We are love. We are love. We are lovely human beings. But when we don't give to ourselves first, that does not replenish our cup, our half empty, half full cup. You have to be the pitcher. Our Kryptonite says, my new programming used it today. I'm learning to face my emotions by acknowledging them, breathing, and letting the emotion flow slowly through me. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Urban Mystic Official Marlene says, I like to view my experiences with narcs as an opportunity to break free of the shitty boundaries and shine a light on my lack of worthiness. God love you, girl. It's true. You know, Marlene and I have a lot of these vulnerable conversations, and we have no problem pointing out to ourselves and to one another when we're being shitty to ourselves. You know, Marlene has always pointed out, she's like, why are you so fucking hard on yourself? What'd you ever do to treat yourself like such a piece of shit? And I love you for that, by the way. Teresa's starting a new job. Congratulations, Teresa. You know, so we need to step into the unexpected, stop beating ourselves up, and stop believing those old thought patterns that we go back to because it's safe. So one of those, and I won't speak for Scarlett, I will speak for myself. We had this conversation this morning, but we recognize patterns dealing with mental health, okay? So on my behalf, I'm going to speak for myself on mental health. Whenever I got stressed out or had anxious or had anxiety or any of these things, I always fell back to, well, I'm managing a mental health issue. I have anxiety. This is why I'm behaving this way. So I excuse that behavior with labeling it with mental health issues. Or some people call it mental illness. I'm not mentally ill. I'm fully mentally capable of changing my life. I'm fully mentally capable of changing my state of being. And trust me, I've been in those places where I have not been able to do that. But I've also made the excuse for myself by labeling it. As soon as you label it, you've already given it a name and you can't change it. So that was my toxic behavior, is saying, well, I have anxiety. So I'm owning it like it's mine for the rest of my life. You know, instead of going, okay, so I'm managing anxiety right now. Let me look at what's going on, and then I can shift this and move into a different direction and move into a different state of being. You know, and that's healthy. That's taking something that's an unhealthy behavior and making it a healthy behavior. I'm not an unhealthy person. I just have unhealthy behaviors that have kept me stuck in certain aspects of my life, kept me going back to the same type of person over and over again. We cannot evolve unless we acknowledge how we're showing up in all the ways in our life. Core belief change is the power. Higher frequency is the key. Freaking man, Yellowbird Counseling. I love that. Core belief change is the power. Higher frequency is the key. I'm digging that. Man, I'm just so energized this morning, and I'm so out of whack with my day. I love it. I freaking love it. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. And I'm drinking my smart ass coffee so I can kick some ass today. Don't really have any to do, but you know, I learned something yesterday at the pub where I work at. The owner takes 5% of our ring out as a tip out to her. And she actually uses this money to pay our wages. And it's illegal to do that. It's highly illegal to use tip out money to pay for business expenses or to pay wages of your staff. So 4 out of 5 of us met with her yesterday. Good morning, Jackie. So 4 out of 5 of us met with her yesterday because we're tired of being pushed around. Nothing's going to change if we don't speak up and into it. So 4 out of the 5 of us went and talked with her yesterday, and she wouldn't even hear it. Her response to anything, we couldn't even get anything out. And it was, if you don't like it, quit. If you don't like it, quit. She takes 5% of our ring out, not our tip out. So there have been times when we've had to pull money out of our pocket to pay what's owed to her because she believes she's entitled to the money that we made. Let me also be clear. I think there's a goose outside. We are the bartender, we are the server, we work alone. We work by ourselves on our shifts. So we're the bartender, the server, the bouncer, the porter, the cleaner. We are the everything. And we have to give her 5% of our money at the end of the day. So we wanted to speak up to the unfairness of this. And she just kept telling us, if you don't like it, quit. She can't fire us because it's illegal to fire us for bringing something to her attention. And I left that place feeling so pissed off. So pissed off. She does nothing to help us when we're busy, but when the restaurant side is busy, she expects us to go over there and help her. And she doesn't tip us out. She doesn't tip us out for making drinks for her. So I've had to physically kick people out of the bar and actually have customers help remove men from the bar. So this is just, it's completely bullshit backwards. But I left angry, and I thought, you know what? Because Lady Daydream, Roya, you're asking me if I'm going to take legal action? No, there's no point. There's absolutely no point. We could go to labor board. We could bring up all the labor. She doesn't care. She absolutely doesn't care. And she'll fight it. She'll find a way to fight it. There's no way to prove that she's taking our money. So I left, and I thought, I have two ways that I can respond to this. I can stay angry, and I'll stay angry about it for fucking ever. But I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that person who's going to be angry about things anymore. I'm not staying in that place of anger. I've totally been able to just take something, deal with it, and move through it and process it and be done. I'm not going back and revisiting it anymore because it takes me back to that space of being angry and keeps me in that energetic vibration. Well, what's that going to bring for me? More bullshit. So I can decide to stay or I can decide to leave. The industry right now here is really hard to get to find work in because it's slow and our economy is struggling. So if I choose to stay, I'm going to have to choose to continue giving her 5% of my money and shut my mouth about it. Or I can quit and hope that, that my coaching sessions will pick up and it'll be enough. But I already have certain amount of times blocked off for coaching and then certain amount of times blocked off for other things in life. So, some weeks it's really hard to get in to see me, and other weeks my calendar's open. Katie here is in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So our labor laws are quite different across the country. Bottom line is, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay there because I need that money right now. And I love my customers, but I feel myself outgrowing that space. So this is the universe speaking to me, telling me, get ready, Trish, change is happening. I spend so much time on my coaching and on this narcissistic abuse education. I believe that something major is coming for me. I can feel it because I've been vibrating at that higher frequency for a long time now. That tells me that this conversation yesterday at the bar and her showing me who she is and that I don't have a voice there is not the place for me anymore. It's not the place for me anymore. That door is going to close. Thank you, Lori. That door is going to close because so many more doors are opening. And I believe that so many more doors are opening that I'm going to have to choose which ones to walk through. That's what's going on in my life. That's what's going on in my vibration. I'm not going to let her ideas, opinions, and the way she does business hold me down. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that guy. That's my motto. Whatever it applies to. I've got my life in control. I decide that I am the money. I am the money. I'm not waiting for the money to come to me. I am creating. I am a creator. I am creating workshops. I am creating more programs for my clients when we're doing the work, and I'm reaching people globally. This isn't mistake. This is totally on purpose. Everything that's led up to going through that abuse with the narcissist, leaving the narcissist, returning 5 times, leaving 5 times. All of that shit was on purpose. And I have to believe that I can take this and it's alchemy and I'm making some serious magic. That's where I'm vibrating from now. That's what I'm striving for. So I live in my present future, not my present past. My present past is kind of ugly, actually. When I think about it, how I used to just get stuck in that energy. I wanted to be angry. I felt justified being pissed off. What justice did I get from being pissed off in life? None. I just got to be pissed off. Anyone who's been in a relationship with a narcissist knows how pretty that looks because they're always pissed off about something. It's not how I'm going to live my life. No, absolutely not. Listen to the universe. Stay strong. Listen to the universe. I love that my day got all backwards. So the only one pissed off was you and it didn't bother them. Exactly. That's exactly it. When I was pissed off, I was pissed off. Everyone's looking at me going, what's she so pissed off about? No, not my problem. Same thing with the narc. How many times did I look at the narcissist and go, what are you so angry about in this life? What are you so angry about? We have a roof over our head. We have vehicles that are paid for. We have food in our bellies. We have a good life. We can travel. We can go do all these things. What are you so fucking angry about? Miserable people will always find something to be angry about all the time, no matter what they have, because they're always looking outside themselves for validation and for life to give them what they're lacking inside. This is the true narcissist. My lips are getting dry. This is the true narc. Always expecting other people to give to them what they lack within. We do that too. All people do, until you figure out that it's nobody else's job but your own. So if you want something, you've got to fucking go get it. You've got to go get it relentlessly. Take a rest. I get, all that stuff. But you've got to want it more than anything else in the world. I know what I want to do with my life, and I'm finally lit up inside again about it. Took work. Sometimes it's still exhausting doing all that work, because with every new level that I rise up to, the universe requires a new level of me again. And it's exciting and it's fun, and sometimes it's daunting and it's exhausting. But it's so much more rewarding than sitting in our shit. Because you can only plug your nose for so long before you start dying. You need to breathe. You need to breathe. I don't know, today's just full of possibility. My light is coming back. Pursuit of happiness. I was angry 3 years because my narc, not anymore. And you know what? When we realize that our happiness is up to us, it's up to us. That's part of being healthy. We can't expect somebody else to give it to us. We can't expect somebody else to make us happy. We can have happy moments, but we can't have a happy life if we're depending on someone else. Bottom line. 9:26. You know my drill. I actually had a dream last night and I woke up a little anxious this morning because I had a dream that I missed one of these 9 a.m. jam sessions. And I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Well, it was all unexpected. Here I am. Jennifer, I know it hurts you, baby, but he's lying to you and he's ghosting you. Take the opportunity to take control of your life and block his ass and go no contact. No contact is the golden rule for any space of healing. I love you all. I know it does, babe. Your heart hurts so much because you love so hard. You love so deeply and so profoundly. and you love someone who couldn't love you back. I know your heart hurts, and I'm keeping you in my highest energy of love and healing. I feel you. I feel you today. I love you guys. I'm Trish. I'm the coach behind Badass Broad Coaching Company. If you want to book some time with me, you know the drill. Click the link in my bio. It's Friday. Have a fabulous day. Stay badass. Go rock the day.